Good morning. How's your Obon week? 네. Nikkei drops 12% on US market woes. Markets around the world have started the week in a mini panic with worries about a slowing US economy cutting billions in value of some of the world's biggest technology companies. For most of the year, investors had driven global stock markets higher, convinced that central banks were getting inflation under control. But Monday morning was the first chance for traders in Tokyo to react to an August 2nd report showing that the US employers slowed their hiring in July by much more than economists had expected. That was the latest piece of data on the US economy to come in weaker than expected. It's raised fears that the US Federal Reserve slowed the nation's economy too much and for too long through high interest rates, which were designed to slow inflation. Meanwhile, the Bank of Japan raised interest rates last week, a move that was already causing turmoil in markets there. Then on Monday, the country's Nikkei index plunged more than 12%, its worst drop since the Black Monday crash of 1987. Investors are now listening to warnings that Apple, Nvidia, and other big tech stocks have gotten too expensive as the tech-heavy Nasdaq index continued its own plunge that began last week. Apple fell more than 5% on Monday. Oh, that's bad. Traders in the US are getting the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates by half a percentage point in September instead of the usual quarter point. Some are calling for an emergency rate cut. However, some say the sell-off is a good thing because stock prices had risen too high. Experts are saying that for individual investors, it's not a time to panic sell, but a moment to make sure their investments are properly diversified. Yes, of course, diversified. In a note to clients on Monday, Chris Zaccarelli of the Independent Advisor Alliance wrote that investors should wait to see how events play out. He also said that it's not yet clear if the recent weakness in the labor market is a sign of greater problems, or if it's just a temporary cooling of the job market. A discussion. What are your thoughts on the panic surrounding the global markets? Not good. Stay calm. I'm not going to sell. I'll just wait and see. How closely do you follow the global markets? I actually don't. I just see the index only. So if it's go up, if it go down, if it goes down, that's the way it is. So I don't really switch this way or that way. Has inflation been brought under control in your country? No. Are interest rates rising or falling where you live? Oh my God, it's almost none. Has the labor market cooled in your country in recent months? Further discussion. Do you know anyone who invests as a hobby? No, I do actually. By 3 different platforms. Very small amount though. What industries would you invest in if you had money to spare? I'm not gonna go into one single industries. I'd probably just buy the index type. Has your industry been affected by recent economic changes? Yes. Do you think a global recession is on the horizon? Who can tell that? Economic forecasting is the art of saying what will happen and then explaining why it didn't. Unknown. What are your thoughts on this statement? Yeah, after when you look at back, you can say that. Can you predict?